first, okay?
This feels like the start of a Formula One race. We're like 3, 2, 1, go. I love it when podcasts actually do like a cold opening where they literally they hit the recording button right as you're about to go live, and then we're like, oh, by the way, the camera cut in. Oh, surprise! When they have a TV show and somebody's like, oh, there's a ring on the door, or let's check, and like, oh yeah, and the camera was already inside your house. Like, oh, how did you not expect that, right?
Those are the best openings, though.
Perfect. Hello and welcome everybody to Everyday Eternal number 151, your favorite, most deceptively named bi-weekly Legacy podcast. If you want to support the running of the show directly, you can support us on patreon.com/everydayeternal. Hey, guys, where's Callum? I heard he's like actually partying on a burning boat in Slovenia, where there's like a car, there's like a burning bike jumping over it or something.
Oh, totally, yeah. And all this while playing the bass guitar, which is crazy to me.
Isn't it true that like the bass players are the coolest guys in every band?
Oh, but that's like the easiest instrument of a band, right? A bass.
Is it?
I thought, because it only has 4 strings, man. Like,
I thought singing was the easiest.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah. I always sing in the shower. So
yeah, so Kai and I, we are here today. We don't have Callum. Callum is touring all around Europe. He's going to be back for the next episode in August. But we basically got the next best thing. We got Spanish Callum. Can you do like a very British accent, Inigo? By the way, say hello to Mr. Inigo runkor Villamor. How close can you get to a Callum? How's your like bloody British like?
Poof. I don't know. I'm really bad at doing that.
No, I think that was British enough, I think. So this is okay. That was way too British. That was like more British than
me.
Just say anything with like a cup of tea or something, and then you're good.
May I have a cup of tea out of my painter of servant?
Painter of servant, I love it. Cool. Yeah, for those who don't know, you've been living under a rock because Inigo has been pretty much, I want to say, one of the most involved guys in the Legacy scene over at least the last couple of years, not only like in Spain, but even most prominently on Magic Online, right? You're involved in so many projects there.
Yeah, I really like Legacy. What can I say?
See, I love it when the guest is just like, oh, let me tell my life story. You're like, no, seriously, like let's make it short. I really love Legacy. That's what we're doing. But no, seriously, tell us like about you. We've initially mostly known you for like your work on elves and I guess also the Legacy data collection stuff, but you do so much more.
Well, I started playing elves, following you many years ago.
Oh, bad choice.
No, good choice actually. But yeah, later I got involved with Newton's community. I got involved with data collection. I started to, go on the Spanish Legacy scene and looking out for tournaments and stuff. And I found, I really like the paper Magic as well.
Yeah, I can very much tell. Like, I've seen your paper deck. Holy shit! I think you're in the running for the pimpest Legacy elf stack in the world.
Not even close.
Wait, what do you mean not even close?
I'm missing the cradles, the jewels of the crown.
But other than that,
it's pretty much done.
It's pretty much all foil Japanese. Like, hello.
Oh, smokes, yeah. Like every time you see someone having like foil Greenstone Zenith, like they're probably like damn serious about forests.
Yeah, especially like I just love that you go so hard in on Japanese because these days that's like really hard, right? But there's I think the only other guy who's very much known for having like a foil Japanese deck is Brian Cook on like the Epic Storm. Isn't that so?
Yeah. Totally, I really like his style, and I saw lately he went to Scorch Altars to foil some non-existing foil cards. That was awesome to see.
Oh, the Lotus Petals and the LEDs?
Yeah, those were, wow.
Holy shit, I've seen those, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, beyond anything. That actually blew my mind. And I know how much that stuff costs because a friend of mine had that done. And that blew my mind even more. Like, Kai, seriously, can you like transition into doing what Scorch does and like foiling non-foil stuff?
Yeah, like this is like from outer space. I don't even know like how that is even possible. So
maybe the guy even posts the process.
Maybe Scorch is from outer space, that could maybe explain it.
You know, maybe he's actually Jeff Bezos, and that's how he finances like all this like rocket operations and stuff.
Oh yeah, too. Or he has his own printing machine, maybe. I don't
You know, maybe that video he put on YouTube about how he does like the foil Japanese stuff on like non-foil, non-Japanese cards, like all fake, and he literally just prints those cards with like an illegal print machine. He's like, yeah, guys, seriously, yeah, I spent like 25 hours on a single letter. Like, yeah, believe me, trust me.
No, but guys, really, he posts the process. You can
I've seen it.
It's like super. I don't know. It is up from outer space, the process, if you see it.
I want to say it's like an actual, like, he's an artisan. Like, this is...
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, this was like handmade in the Middle Ages and we still do it this way today, that's how it feels like, because he puts so much work into
totally, yeah. Like, I mean, like, you know, because the task is like, you know, do something, it's absolutely impossible, and he just does that. So,
yeah. So Scourge, I hope your ad shoutout was good enough. So please don't.
also, like a quick note. I feel like I lived in Japan for 8 years, and I don't think I've seen. I don't think that a lot of Japanese people have actual like Japanese foil magic cards. Like, I feel like every time I come to Europe or the United States, like more people have these Japanese foil cards, because like Japanese don't necessarily think that Japanese foil cards are that cool. You know, it's like you having a Spanish foil card, I suppose. Which could be
Spanish
cool.
is still cool. Like, yeah, I mean, there's tiers to like different languages, but I think that very much depends on the country you live in, right?
Yeah,
maybe so. Yeah, I mean, there are also like a few cards that are like where the card names are so ridiculous that you have to you need to buy them, right? Like a good example is the null rod in French. That's like a baguette de cassation, for example, right? Or like, you know, that's like one of those cards you have to buy that in French, right? Or like the Waldner card, which is like Walderne card, and the list goes like on and on. But
which doesn't even like make sense. Like for years, I didn't even understand why people found Walderne card so funny.
Oh, it's so wild, yeah.
Yeah, like if you're German, you don't even understand the joke until you're like, oh, if you like think about it in English mind, oh, Walderne card, it's a 4/4. Okay.
I think the most recent card that got a lot of attention is the German Fury, which is wood.
Wood, yeah.
Wood.
Try practicing your German with that. Wood haben Sie gesagt?
Dude,
okay.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if the German foil Fury is like $1 billion. Might
actually be.
Yeah.
By the way, Inigo, we actually received a lot of questions from our Discord from you, and while we're on the topic of funny card names, actually, let's jump into that. That's more like a show ender, but... Yeah, who actually asked that? We got Stencil asking for its funniest card names in Spanish, and I sent that to you, and you literally replied, "Oh, I let Julian do that. He knows more about that stuff." Like,
yeah, absolutely. You are the trivia guy, right?
Kinda, yeah. But yeah, I need some preparations. But I got some cards. It's funny because when you think about it, a card name can be funny to a native speaker, but not to like somebody who learns the language. And then it can be the other way around. It can be funny to like a foreign audience, but not to the native speaker. For example, I think the most common example would be Mir Saya. In Spanish, it's called Señor Mir.
Oh like, man, classy.
It doesn't ring a bell.
It's like,
yeah, but in Spanish, it's not really funny, right? It's just like
Señor Mir, yeah, nothing.
It's not funny, right? But yeah, the thing is, to foreigner, it's funny because like we think of Señor just like as Mister, but it also can mean Lord, right?
Yeah.
Like Mr. Slipper.
Yeah. and either way, it doesn't make sense anyway, because like you guys know what sire means, right?
No.
Like sire is like when you father a child. Like as an animal. Like if you have like a bull and the bull is supposed to get the cow pregnant, and like he does that many times, or even if he just does it once, like he's siring that child, that baby, whatever. So the Mir sire is supposed to like get a lot of Mirs pregnant, I guess. Which is like not Señor Mir. I actually looked up the Spanish word. The Spanish word is semental.
Yeah.
Does that make more sense?
No, yes, but that would be super weird to have on a magic card.
Yeah, I mean, Mir sire is also like weird.
Like weird on a weird way.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Sire of Insanity, Zuchttier des Wahnsinns in German. Just love that so much.
So good.
Yeah. Then we got like fair word is called adios, which also like, okay, I mean, that's literally what it is.
Cheers.
What else is, okay, there's a couple really bad ones that are only like plays on Señor, which is like, yeah, we got enough of those. Señor de los Bandidos Obgoblin. Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah, goblin cards are not that funny in Spanish, I guess.
Yeah. So here's one that actually makes like that. really only makes sense if you speak Spanish, and that's not funny to English speakers. So there's a card called Grisly Fate, and in Spanish it's called Destino Espantoso, and the also like OSO that's just like a hyphen, so espant hyphen OSO. So it really drives the point home that it's a play on words.
It's so bad.
It's so bad, right? Because also like that's
means
like
beer, yeah.
It's literally a play on word, because in English it's also like a play on word, right? Grizzly can be like technically the bear, but also can mean like really bad. Like I just like love how they translated it in German. In German they translated it to Grisliges Schicksal, which literally doesn't make any sense. Like beyond anything, no sense at all. Yeah. The guy who translated it was like, I'm literally just gonna take the English word, try to make it a German word, and doesn't make any sense.
Oh, they just put it into Google Translate.
Google Translate.
I think it was probably one of those days. It's a Friday, 3 p.m. Oh no, like 5 minutes before 3 p.m. afternoon. It's like, you got 5 minutes. You seriously gotta like maybe translate 50 more cards. You just gotta run it through Google.
Yeah, copy paste on Google Translate and see what happens.
I think there's also one Beerscape, but I'm not so sure about that. Bearscape, not Beerscape. Bearscape. And in Spanish it's paisajoso. Like paisaje and like also paisajoso.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of ones.
No, that's actually a good translation.
You know how they translated it in German? They put zero effort into it. They just called it Bear Valley, Bärental. There's just like no play on words, no nothing. It's just
that was the same employee then. Yeah. Same employee, same day.
Same AI.
So two more. My favorite is just literally drawing a card. It's just roba una carta. Like you're robbing a card. Robar is like robbing, right?
Yeah, it's draw your cards. It's not funny.
Is it really draw? Because like I even looked it up and it said like robar is like robbing, stealing.
Yes. Yeah, but on card games, robar is just draw cards. It's not funny.
Like that was among the key sentences for me to understand the difference between Italian and Spanish magic cards. Like when I was in Japan, I had to teach a lot of the Japanese employees to at Tokyo MDG to get the difference between like German, Spanish, Italian, and so on. And because the Italian, I think, is pesca una carta.
Fish one card or something.
I think, yeah, and like that was like the hardest thing, because like a lot of cards were kind of similar. Like especially card types were kind of similar between Spanish and Italian, I think.
I can tell how Italian and Spanish are really similar for someone who doesn't know either.
Right. Yeah. So, man, I wish I had like a few more examples, but there were like especially like card types were kind of similar.
Oh, you mentioned the little accent in Spanish, tilde.
Oh yeah. You don't have that in Italian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's about it.
And also the Enya and stuff like.
Oh, Enya, yeah. I guess there are a few magic cards with Enya.
Yeah. And you also do that cool thing, right? Where you like, I guess it doesn't really come up on magic cards, where you put like the exclamation mark upside down at the beginning of the sentence as well.
Yeah, that's something only Spanish do.
Everyday linguistics. Check us out. This is our sister podcast. So here's my favorite one. Actually, no, not my favorite one, but my favorite one I learned about the other day, and that's Nicole Bolas. So you know how I love that you're already laughing. So you know how there's like bolas, citadel and everything like that? They literally cannot translate it like that in Spanish, because bolas is like balls, like testicles. So basically,
okay, we're back to being 6-year-old.
Yeah. So if they have like bolas citadel, it would be like the citadel of balls. Or like in bolas clutches would be like in the claws of balls and stuff. So what they do is they have to add the first name. So Bolas Citadel is Ciudadela del Nicol Bolas. And in Bolas Clutches is like
and it's already kind of weird, I must say.
It's still weird. I love that it's still weird then. Apparently, like in one of the earlier printings, they literally put only, I think, bolas as the card type, like summon creature bolas, and people find that so funny.
Oh, please, no. Don't tell me.
Okay. So yeah, Inigo, why did we actually invite you to the podcast? Because you are, at least to me from the outside, for most of the time, I thought that you were basically the main man of Impact Returns. Impact Returns, we talked about it for I think the last 2 or 3 episodes quite a lot. Kai and I, we were invited as commentators to do the Spanish Legacy Nationals, as well as the Legacy main event that you have there in near A Coruña. We're going to talk about that in a moment. And you guys have like such a big tournament, and I think you've been somewhat flying under the radar in Europe for many years, and we really want to change that, and we really want to push that, because the way you organize these tournaments, that's amazing. But why don't you tell us about the structure of Impact Returns first?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I wanted to invite you. So I'm not like the main head of the tournament, but I am the person who is pushing the tournament to go international. And I thought, because after seeing what happened with 4 seasons, like how the attendance and the players coming changed when they went from Italian cast to, Italian coverage to English coverage, I knew the next step for the tournament was to do English coverage. And then I found you guys.
That's so easy, right?
yeah. Actually, it was pretty easy, because you both are so easygoing, and you were all hands-on since day one. So
you said
was actually very easy.
I first understood handsome. I was like, oh, we're so handsome.
Okay, you got it.
we take both.
Handsome and hands-on. Yeah, I remember actually we talked about this at 4 seasons, right? We were sitting at some table, and I will never forget that I was talking about how impressed I was by everything at 4 seasons, and then I will never forget that you looked at me and you were like, you should see what we have in Spain. I was like, actually, I want to see what you have in Spain, and yeah, that's how we ended up there.
I double dare you to come to Spain, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to like force me to come to Spain. I love going there.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, you gave me a reason to finally go to Spain for the very first time. So that was great. And also, I also didn't know that the Impact Returns has been a thing for more than 10 years now. That is crazy. Like, do you want to tell us a little bit about the history and like how it all started, maybe?
Yeah. So the tournament is really started with a few friends gathering on a bar, like your usual FNM, just a little bigger and a little more serious with more judges and so on. And the event just growth. It was growing by itself. The event, first of all, the event is organized by a non-profit organization, and we get some, like the venue, for example, we get for free from the city hall. So that's a super big help for us.
That's insane, yeah. Like all the Americans are like, whoa, that's communism.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's okay. We have some drawbacks too. Like, for example, internet was a big drawback for us, and it still is, but we are working on that. But yeah, the venue being so big and for free makes the rest much easier for us.
But the city must also have like a lot of trust in you, because I saw how big the venue was, and like them being like, okay, guys, seriously, take the key, do whatever you want. Like, whoa, cool.
That's funny. We actually don't have the key, so
it's just open for everyone all the time.
No, but a person comes early in the morning to open the venue for us, and then we have. Well, she keeps the keys, and then at the end of the night, or the end of the day, rather, she closes down.
But I remember like some nights we closed like around midnight. She was, like,
and we open like 8 a.m. So
wow.
There is 3 hard working days for us, definitely.
Very much. Oh, and when you speak about us, like, can you tell us about the crew? Like, who you already mentioned?
Absolutely.
You're not the head of
It will be my
Impact?
pleasure. So the Impact Returns is basically, as I said, a non-profit organization. Currently, the 2 main heads of the organization are David Melchor, also goes by Demus online, and Adrian Quevedo, who doesn't play online at all. So if you see a person running on a red t-shirt during Impact, that's the head, that's Melchor, David.
Dude, I love that so much. Like, you had everybody like in these black t-shirts, and then like David, the big boss, was running around in the red t-shirt.
Yeah. So it was easy to find, right?
He's so calm. Like, he's literally how you imagine like the big boss of like, I mean, it's not easy to coordinate so many people and like so many players, and wow, like David was super impressive in that role.
Yeah, it's also being once per year event is so, I want to say, it's so critical for us that this weekend everything goes right, because we have only 1 shot per year. So if we mess up something, it hurts.
Yeah. And how big is your team? Like I saw so many people like running around in those black shirts.
It must be like around 10, 12 people helping. What we basically do is we are handed they open the venue the day before, so we can set up everything. The city hall also provides the camping tables and the chairs, so we set everything up, and then we have like the end of the late Thursday, early Friday to do the final tests on site, and then it's rock and roll.
It was very much rock and roll. Seriously, guys. Wow. So when you actually picked us up from the airport, because that's another, like, that was so amazing. Like, can you imagine you arrive at an airport and then there's just like somebody, okay, guys, let's pick you up, or let's drive you to the venue, like, check it out. Actually, we didn't get to check out the venue on the arrival day, right? But I just felt like what you guys did for Kai and me as commentators, it was... I was going to say it was the best commentary experience I've ever had. Well, I guess other than that, I usually do it online where there's like nobody bringing me food or drinks or picking me up from the airport. It really felt like a VIP experience. So
well, for us, it was very much, as I told you, it was very important for us that you guys felt welcome, and that we got to show you how we do things on Impact, because we want everybody to feel welcome, everybody to feel like we are actually taking care of them. So we published a lot of things, like a travel guide. Like I really tried this year to bring in more international players, but sadly I think we only had like two people from out of Spain.
Yeah, but that I think from what I understand, there was like a lot of clashes with like other big tournaments regarding the date.
Yeah, absolutely. The other big tournaments, other social events happening in Spain. Then you also have the Magicon or the Pro Tour at the end of this month. So, people have to make choices about where to put the money.
In Bologna, I think.
Exactly. So another big tournament, official tournament happening in Bologna. So it's definitely a lot of things going on the same month.
So yeah, Kai, you already mentioned, right? It was the first time in Spain for you. I love coming to Spain a lot of times, but for me it was also the first time in your region. Well, actually not your region, right? You're from the Basque Country, but Impact Returns takes place near A Coruña. I guess for those who like football, you've heard of La Coruña, Deportivo La Coruña, in the very northwest of Spain, in Galicia, in a small town called Narón, which is it like 20-25 minutes from A Coruña airport?
Yeah. Exactly, maybe half an hour, more or less.
Dude, I'm trying to shoot. Like when I tell my clients,
You're pretty spot on, yeah.
Yeah, but when I tell my clients, like, okay, the airport to pick you up for our hotel is like 20 minutes. It's actually 30 minutes, but yeah, I mean,
making things looking better, right?
Yeah. I think
slightly.
Yeah, when Inigo, when you sent me the exact location on Google Maps, like I double checked and I was like, dude, like there's no way we have a tournament in that region.
I know, right?
Because it is like, for everyone, like it is the edge of Europe, basically, right?
Very
That's
much.
So the next country you see is probably like the United States somewhere, and in a few hours. But that was so unreal to me, because I thought that a large event like this will probably take place in like a larger city, right? Like such as like Barcelona or Madrid, or like a city which has like an international airport. But no, like this is a really like in the heart of Spain, maybe like the place where all the Spanish people go on vacation, right? And I was a little surprised to see a event happen in a location like that, because again the accessibility is not as easy as other events.
Yeah, but definitely it's not your typical MTG location. I can get behind that, but the thing is, as I said, right, is the only reason we are doing this there is because of we get access to this free venue. So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you say that's it, but then there's also like a whole series of consequences that comes from that, right? So that means you're gonna have more money to give out in prizes. You're gonna have like the venue itself is like super comfortable, like not crowded at all. Like all of that comes from that, right? So yeah, it's not like
of course. But I mean that's so when David and I talk about how we can improve for the next edition, or anything we can make about it, we know some things are set in stone, right? So the venue, we're not gonna give that up easily. I mean, maybe if we can upgrade to something better in Coruña, maybe, I don't know, but it should be so much better, or at least the same, because this, as you said, right, actually, Julian, you played on Sunday, so you can tell us the player experience. It's very comfortable to play there because it's so big. It's not, you're not fighting for your space in the table.
Not at all. Like, seriously, not at all. Also, like, what I love the most, you guys actually, I still don't fully understand how that worked, but there was an entire section with like retro gaming. Like, when we talk about this, people on their cars or whatever, they listen to us, they're like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, this sounds so surreal. No, but you had like an entire retro gaming section.
So that is because when Impact returns the actual paper, the paper portion of it, the paper magic portion was smaller. This was called Impact Weekend, and a series of things were happening on the venue. As you said, for example, the retro gaming. We have also Warhammer, Pokemon. A number of things are happening on the venue. It's just on the latest years, the magic part has gotten so much stronger,
so much bigger than everything.
Exactly.
else.
So it's like taking over the rest. But it used to be called Impact Weekend. So it's like a weekend that the city hall lends the venue, so these things can happen.
So it's basically like a gaming con, and it's just that
kinda, yeah.
I mean, the other parts are like a lot less pronounced. Like Magic had like close to 200 players, whereas like retro gaming, I think they had like 5 or 6 different like they had like a Sega Mega Drive or like Sega Genesis, they call it in the US. They had Metal Slug on the Super Nintendo. They had like an Amiga. They had basically anything that was made like in the late 80s and all around the 90s. That was like so cool to me. Like I didn't really have a lot of time because I was constantly in time pressure. We'll get to that later. But that was so cool. Like I saw somebody playing, like a little kid playing Metal Slug, and I was like, dude, I'm so jealous. I want to play Metal Slug now. But yeah, that's basically like, how you describe it. It's in the very, very northwest of Spain. It's accessible via a Coruña airport. From what I understand, you would basically always fly via Madrid.
You can also fly from Santiago and then get a bus. So there's basically two ways. So it's either fly to A Coruña and then get, me or someone to pick you up, or, get a bus, a connection to the city, and then from city to Naron via bus. Or you can fly to Santiago and get a bus from Santiago to Naron. But it's a little bit more complex than your typical MTG place, but still quite easy.
Yeah, the thing is that makes it worth so much to me. It felt like a holiday, especially when we went to the beach afterwards. And we haven't even talked about the food. There's another question about food from the Discord that we get into in a moment. It really is the kind of magic thing that you do as a holiday. I think I even did it, right? I stayed for a week after, and I went to Portugal. I saw like Porto and Lisbon and loved that as well. And I think that's how you make it work. And it's just, I'd love to see more international players there, because once again, like you guys, like you're not paying us for promoting this event now, right? But it's just, I love that. How would I put that? This is basically the second biggest Legacy event in Europe, and right now it's only fueled by Spanish Legacy players, and it has like such a long history. And now after 10, 11, next year it's going to be 12 years. We really want to see this open up and gather more people from all around Europe, because getting to almost 200 players just through like local, I mean national players from all around Spain and Portugal, it's just already so impressive to me.
Yeah, like
Germany would struggle to make that happen, and Germany is like so much bigger.
Imagine if like all the non-Spanish people come join this event. Like it's gonna be massive. You're probably gonna need like a second hall next to it.
Well,
seriously.
It's really big.
Probably the retro gaming section has to be more compact next year.
That's gonna be the top 8, right? So you play the Swiss round, and the top is gonna go like
Street Fighter, Mario Kart.
you name it. Arm
Loser
wrestling,
bracket
anything.
on the retro gaming section.
Evo Europe. Let's do it. Street Fighter 6, Super Street Fighter. Okay.
Yeah, because like before going there, I think my initial reaction was probably like the same as probably like most people. It was like, okay, how the hell do I get to this place, right? To the tournament. But you already mentioned like how to which airport to take, and honestly, like, I think that is the only quote unquote downside of this event, and which is not really a downside if you do a little bit of prep, because everything else is just so high class and high quality and just well prepped. It was unreal, really. Like not only the prices, like for you had like 3 underground seas for the winner. It's like, dude, like, when was the last time I saw any event doing dual lands for the top 8, like multiple duels?
Yeah,
also.
but that's what Julian mentioned, right? That's the upside of having the venue, right? So you give some, you take some. In this case,
right.
well, what we do is we put everything back into the prices.
Yeah. So like basically my whole point is, like, if you want to get some underground seas, you better take a bus, it's just better move your ass on that bus, man.
I mean, I already suggested, to me, the coolest thing would be if you actually had a ton of international people signing up, you'd be like, okay, hey, we have this friend, he's got like a bus or something, or like, I don't know, some whatever. And Thursday night, there's gonna be a pickup in A Coruña. Like, if you arrive on earlier flights, you can check out the city, or if you like arrive in the evening, we'll pick you up there. And then everybody get on a bus, we'll get you to Naron, and then we'll drop you off at your hotel, and then you're there. That, to me, that would be the coolest. But I mean, I'm not in charge of those things. But
no,
that's what I
we
would
have
do.
to check how's the for real, right? If it can be done, what are the prices, etc. But it's definitely something we have been thinking about, because, of course, it has to go. People have to register early. For example, this year we got a lot of late registrations, and we were really scared about the attendance. But at the end, it was super good, considering LMS Bologna, the music events, and the Pro Tour. So my advice is, if you guys want things to happen from our side, register early when we open up registrations.
I think that's what the international crowd usually does more than like the national crowd for most events that I've been to.
I hope.
Yeah, especially when you have to fly, like you want to get your flights booked early and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've fanboyed enough about like your whole organization, but there's actually one more thing that came to us from the Discord, and I think that's actually pretty interesting. It's coming to us from Tom the Deck. Sorry, Tom. It's very hard to term Tom the Decker. I swear I didn't drink anything. I never struggled to pronounce Tom's name. De Decker. Here we go.
Just say Tom.
Yeah. Tom is wondering about Spanish nationals. What structure is behind it? What it took for you guys to get it going, and how it's organized? Because as we mentioned, Friday during the day, there was the Spanish nationals taking place at Impact Returns.
Yeah, so this was something that was proposed during the 4 seasons. Like, it would be cool to. So we were trying to revitalize Legacy somehow in Spain, and we thought about making a national Spanish Legacy Nationals. So what we came up with was, okay, so how about if every group of players /league/store/group of friends gathers data, or like presents like a proof of their playing or the standings or whatever, and then we can make like a list of the most successful players in Spain, put them together on a small invitational tournament, and call that Spanish Nationals. So that's what we made.
Isn't that like a lot of like organizational work to keep track of all of that stuff?
It was actually pretty, I would say, fluent. It took a little bit of work to kick off, but afterwards, people were really excited and really, they really wanted it to succeed. So what we made was a Discord group with, so just as with ELM, it has reps for every country. I made the same. I copied the organizational system. So every part of Spain has some reps. I chose people who I knew so I can communicate better, and these people report their results on a Google spreadsheets, and we build it from there.
And that has been like, was this the first year where this was actually taking place?
That I know of, yes. Maybe,
that you know.
Maybe there was someone a ton of years ago, but for the last, I want to say 10 years, it has been, yeah.
I was going to say, like, to me, you're Mr. Spanish Legacy. You're basically taking care of anything. Like, if anybody ever touches on a Legacy card in Spain, you know about it, probably. I like that you're not disagreeing.
No, because I try to. I try to be involved in anything and everything Legacy in Spain, yeah.
Yeah, like that dedication, holy shit, seriously. I've seen what you did at Four Seasons, I've seen what you did at Impact Returns, I know what you do like for all the other projects. I have no idea where you take the energy from. And you're also like a cave diver, which is like, to me, that's the craziest part. Did I tell you, like, this is totally like not related to anything? I told like my little niece, 6 years old, was asking like about the people I was hanging out with in Spain, and I also mentioned you, and I mentioned that you're like a diver, and I told her that you also like, you don't do scuba diving. You like, I tried to explain it very simple to like a 6-year-old child. I told her, oh, he does diving with just like holding his
So it
breath.
doesn't sound like I want to suicide or something.
No, just like very simple words, because. And then she looks at me, and she looks at me like I'm an idiot, and she says, "You mean like apnea diving or whatever you pronounce that?"
Yeah, apnea.
Yeah, apnea. And literally, my 6-year-old like niece was looking at me. Oh, my uncle is an idiot. Like he doesn't know that word. Like, okay, dude, seriously, but I just remember that. So yeah, I'm just like so impressed with what you guys put up there, and also now that I've seen the evolution of the whole tournament series, which has been like 11 years now, it makes so much more sense how much equipment you have. Like, I want to say you are literally the best equipped, independently like produced, like without wizard support tournament that I've ever seen in Europe. Seriously. Like, I guess Bazaar of Moxen had like a really good thing going when they had their Bazaar of Moxen series in like 2016. That's the only thing that's like is even like in the same ballpark when it comes to like the whole setup and professionalism and everything. Like, even though you invited like Kai and this clown to commentate, but
totally.
I guess you gotta make some cuts somewhere.
Like usually, I was not expecting like this high class of like Elgato mics, for example, for the casters, and like even like the microphone arms and things like that. Like even like the smallest details.
Kai
like,
wouldn't stop going on about the mic arm. Like every time he left the venue, he
like
told me, "I'm gonna buy that mic arm. I'm gonna buy the mic arm."
Yeah, look, he had like the billion things, and the one thing I found interesting was like the mic arm.
It was funny because after you guys were back from the impact, something got inside Kai because he bought the new camera and he started to stream Paper Magic with super high quality camera.
Dude, I was like, yeah, because I was so impressed. I was like, if Impact Returns can do it, I can probably also do it.
Which camera did you get, Kai?
Oh, I kind of cheated because I didn't even get a real camera. It's a Elgato face cam.
Oh, okay. So it's basically a tier
there.
below like using an actually like DSLR or DSLR.
Oh yeah, it's 5 tiers below.
But the quality, I have to say, the quality. I tuned into Kai's stream the other day, and both the glow and the focus were really good.
I mean, it was better than before because I used a potato before, right?
Which was quite the achievement, actually.
I mean that there was. Yeah, if you could have upgraded with literally anything, but that cam has 60 FPS, and I've
and you stream in 30 FPS. Very, very good, very good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I might.
It's for the VOD,
dude,
Julian.
I'm telling guys, I love Legacy, but I'm not a tech person. Okay, I just copy what other people say. So
it reminds me so much of like when
Leave me
people would
alone.
get like a good mic and then they would just like plug it in and keep streaming through their webcam mic, and they like they
Oh,
wouldn't
dude,
care
dude,
about
that's
this.
that
the
has
best,
happened
though.
to me. That's what happened to me. Definitely.
It has happened to way more people than I wanna like, I don't know, embarrass here.
Maybe
It might
it's
have actually
happening
happened to me
to
sometimes.
someone right now, and they don't know about it.
No, not Kai actually, not Kai. But
yeah,
No, I didn't mean Kai, but
okay. So cool. Yeah. You gave us the numbers quickly. I think, as you mentioned, like it started out with a couple of guys in a bar. Then you went to like 73 people for the first one, 2012. I see you added Modern in 2016, and Modern has been growing very steadily. Like your record attendance in Modern was like almost 300 players in 2018.
yeah, I mean,
And basically 200 in 2008 for Legacy in 2018 as well. That was a really good year, right?
yeah. So I want to say the people who push the event are mainly Legacy people, but it's undeniable. Modern is the format of Spain. So most MTG players in Spain are Modern players.
And pre-Modern here is also really popular.
Yeah. But in sheer numbers, Modern just crushes everybody else.
I think that's probably like the case in most countries these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we had like 2 years of COVID, and then we were slowly building up again, right? You already mentioned that this year you overlapped and you clashed with a lot of events. We still hit 175 for Legacy and 188 for Modern. So in terms of like goals and where we want to push this, like let's get those numbers like up beyond 200 again, right, for next year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Legacy 200 in Legacy would be a super good check mark for us to finally break that 200, because we reached 199 at 2018. But I think if just a few international people come in, it would be so easy for us to reach it.
Dude, let's make that happen. And something we haven't even touched on yet. You guys are allowing proxies, right? You're also like part of the huge, like, not only European these days, it's also like spilling over to the US. Like I think the Buffalo Chicken Dip also allows some proxies. Is that like the thing with, I believe, 10 proxies in Legacy?
Exactly. So we allow 10 proxies in Legacy and none in Modern. Nowadays, it maybe makes a little bit of less sense. But initially, it was because Legacy used to have all these reserve list cards that are super expensive. So we wanted to make the Modern players want to play Legacy too, because outside of maybe 10, 12 cards, you can basically there are a lot of cards in common between the Legacy and the Modern decks.
Mm-hmm.
Mana, fetch lands, etc.
Delva usually used to convert like really
exactly.
easily, right?
So that actually happened last year. So when Vlurek Murtide in Modern and in Legacy, it was the best deck in both formats. So you basically just had to proxy your Wasteland, Force of Wills, and
Woodlands, I guess.
And the Volcanics, and that's it. Yeah.
And the Daisies.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess if it comes to that.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, you tell me that Daze is a €50 card, and I would believe you, because I have no idea. To me, Daze is like a 20-cent card, but I could be so off, seriously.
To be honest, I'm not a blue player, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So in regards to that, there's a question coming from the Discord from Nierden. Kind of a broad question, but what are the pros and cons of allowing proxies as a tournament organizer? And if that discussion has reached Modern. Yeah, we already touched on Modern. So from a tournament organizer perspective, was it like a hard thing to push? And has there also been like negative feedback about it? How does it work?
Not really, because I think it doesn't have any real drawbacks. If it's a limited number, if it's an unlimited number of proxies, then maybe people don't want to buy the cards eventually. But if you have just a small number of proxies, maybe what I think it's happening, or it happens, is people try decks or play decks that they wouldn't be able to play, and then they buy into the cards because they know they like it, for example.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was pretty funny because this year, as I said, in Legacy there are 10 proxies allowed and none in Modern. But I think maybe this year the proxies were more needed in Modern because of Lord of the Ring cards and.
Oh my god! Oh, that's true. That's actually.
Underground Sea. Everybody has one of those. But One Ring. Well, give me 4 of those.
Yeah, and if you don't have an Underground Sea, like you just win Impact Returns, and you're gonna be covered.
Easy
busy, right? Just
come to Black Shadow.
Come to Spain. Come to Spain, beat us, and get them.
Oh, dudes, that's cool. That's cool. Like, yeah, I think a lot of people love tournaments if they can. If they're like not tied to Wizards or something like that, they should very much push that. We talked about this in length about what it has done to the German Legacy scene. That basically all the tournaments are allowing proxies, and that's just like such a great thing.
Oh yeah, I seriously like the number 10, or like the having some threshold for those proxies, because like I went to our local event yesterday, in local Legacy tournament yesterday in Berlin, and my first round opponent, he had a proxy for Mishra's Bauble, and it's like, come on, dude, seriously, like.
Oh, I don't mind, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, like those cards are sometimes even the most proxied ones, like the really random cards that you don't want to buy but you want to play that deck.
Oh yeah, I think he proxied like galvanic relays and
the weird stuff, the very specific stuff. I mean, that has been a thing in Vintage for a long time, right? Where people have been proxying the weirdest Vintage cards. They have like the Power 9 and everything, but now all of a sudden they want to play Oath, and they don't want to buy the weird targets or something.
Oh, like half of the sideboard probably, right? Like all those like fringe ancient crutches and braids and whatnot.
But I think something to talk about the proxies here is the proxy quality, right? Of the minimum proxy the proxy standards, because
It's got to be at least Kaiser Vatari proxy quality.
I don't know,
right?
if you get, of course, those would be highest quality proxies, but some people just throw in a black and white, printed piece of paper that is not even the size of the card. That bugs me a lot.
Also, do you have like any recommendations or any requirements for the proxies, or do you just like trust that people will not gonna
they have to be the size of the card and in color? But yeah, I can tell you that some people didn't meet these requirements.
Okay. So it's basically like a Sharpie. It says like Grizzle brand.
It just says Grizzle.
Brandy, Grizzle Daddy. On an Emrakul. Could be anything.
Oh
okay,
God.
okay, I see. Yeah, I like it when it's like we at the weekend we're gonna have the Isatra Invitational in Freising, and I think most people, they literally just, like as you mentioned, they printed it in color and put it like in a double sleeve and then into the regular sleeve, so it doesn't even like stick out at the top, so it's super convenient.
Yeah.
Cool. So we already mentioned Kai and I, we weren't only there to eat the good food and hang out at the beach. We actually did commentate 2 tournaments. We commentated the Spanish Legacy Nationals on Friday, as well as the main event on Saturday. And like looking at the numbers that you posted, I literally did not realize that we streamed for 12 hours total on Saturday. Holy shit, is that true?
It is.
We streamed from like 10:30 until almost 11 p.m. Like, holy shit. Like when I do my casts for Energy and I do like 4 rounds or 5 rounds, that's already like, oh, cool. I'm done now. I'm out. I guess it also, yeah. I mean that's because it's sitting in front of your computer alone is somewhat different. But it didn't really feel like 12 hours to me. Seriously, like I could have gone on for like, let's say, another 5.
Yeah, I mean it felt even shorter because we also cover a lot of like cool decks, aka Nickfit and things like that.
Yeah, Buck Nickfit, the king of Spanish Legacy, help me out, Manuel Villa, right?
Manuel Villa, yeah. Exactly.
Buck Nickfit, holy shit. And like with the queen, the lady, the lord, Marine of Clan Nell Tooth, holy shit. That's I think we didn't even see her do all that much. But it's just like, Kai called it an EDH card, and I take that personally, because to me that's a legacy card.
I mean, why can't I tried it on my deck, so
Oh, like in Reclaimer Fs?
yeah.
I mean, you guys try a lot of crazy shit in there. No, seriously.
Yes.
I mean, it's not going to take too long until you will put Grizzlebrand or something in there. I mean, you can cast it with Cradle, and then you need like some kind of like, I don't know, filtering. That's going to be a while.
You can artisan for it.
Yeah, see, we're there. Easy. Grizzlebrand is in. Buy your copies now. Actually, a second one is coming up. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like we saw Manuel in the finals against Tadeo Pons on Ninjas without the whole token engine of Retrofitter Foundry, right?
Yeah. But Tadeo is known for playing Aluden. I think he has topped it for sure the last Impact, and I'm not sure about 2 editions before, but he's a very, very skilled Aluden player.
So he decided this time it's Ninja's time.
Yeah, I think he wanted to play Orcs so bad.
I mean, you can probably play like Buck Alurin and work it in there. I can imagine that. But yeah, it was so cool. To me, initially, when you showed us the Caster's booth, I was like, wait, what?
You mean the Caster's cage?
The Caster's cage, yeah. I thought like, are Kai and I supposed to like do a cage match in there? Like, what was this? It was, guys, seriously, it was literally a cage. They had to open the cage door, and then they put us in the cage. And at the time when we first saw it, like there was almost nothing set up. So I was like, wait, is this literally gonna be a cage fight?
Well, I was kind of afraid.
Is this why you guys flew us here?
Dude, I was kind of scared they would kind of lock us. Maybe for 12 hours. Yeah, it's like okay.
Kai, you're gonna produce tokens for 12 hours nonstop.
Seriously, I was like, you guys gotta like talk for 12 hours. Go. All right.
No, but seriously, that was super cool. Like you had that big TV where we could actually watch the whole playing area. You had that super professional setup there, and yeah, I want to say, whenever I do casting, and I've only rarely done it in paper, the coolest thing is when you really don't have to care about everything else. When you can just sit there, do your thing. And I think like every other round, like you brought us like food. You brought us so much food. Seriously, there was like this super great bar like right next to the venue, where I think I don't know how much money they made that weekend, but they must have been. I don't know how much traffic they usually get in our run, but this weekend.
That's a funny story because last year the bar was closed on these dates.
Wait, that's the stupidest thing the bar could do.
Yeah, I don't know. What can I do? we got in contact. We got in contact with them this year, and we made sure and certain that they were open and they were provisioned.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like junk food that he brought us, right? He brought us like all these Spanish specialties and stuff. Like I don't even know what they were called, but croquetas.
Croquetas, yeah. It's very rare that you have to go back to junk food in Galicia because this food is so good there and so cheap too compared to other parts of Spain. You can't just eat anything is delicious there.
Very much so. And you even had like that whole fridge of cold drinks. Like you had so many cold drinks. Like holy shit. Like I could literally drink until like not alcohol, but I guess he might have. I didn't see it. But I just want to say, like to me, that was like the caster's paradise. You don't have to take care of anything. You get food, you get drinks.
You just talk about Legacy and like we did it for 12 hours. Seriously, like the amount of drinks was also kind of unreal. Like because it was so much you could have had enough for the whole
But it's because So it's because when you're signing up for the event, I guess you didn't notice because you were casting both days without stopping. But when you sign up for the event, you have the option to get like the sandwich with drinks. So that's why we have so many drinks also.
That also makes sense. That's why all of a sudden, like I was going to ask you because sometimes I walked out of the booth, like out of the cage for a short moment, and I saw all those sandwiches, and I was like, I mean, you have a lot of stuff, but this is like literally, I don't know, 100 sandwiches or something.
What's going on here? So
like, who's supposed? Like, your stuff is like a lot, but like, there's nobody gonna eat those 100 sandwiches or how much those were. So those were for the players as well. You're saying
exactly. So you have the option when you do the pre-registration to get a sandwich, like because we don't stop for lunchtime or whatever. So we guess that the best option was just offer the option to grab a sandwich.
Oh, that's why also nobody cared when I grabbed the sandwich. I just thought I grabbed the sandwich. I was like, is anybody going to ask us or can we just grab the sandwich? Actually, I'm not even sure if I was supposed to know if you're guilty.
You can grab whatever. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
I mean, not too late anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I would certainly love to do that again. I'm really like fully like embracing the caster life, and I also want to get better. Like I know where like my shortcomings and stuff are, and I would love to do this like any big event I go to these days. I think at 4 Seasons I'm going to be very happy to jump into the booth whenever I can, and I think we're also going to see you there, right? The next one in September. Kai, Callum, and I are going to be there as well.
Oh, Callum's coming. Nice.
Yeah, if his boat doesn't sink tonight.
Honestly,
he's literally playing on a burning boat.
I would have loved to have the three of you at Impact, but I know Callum was on tour, so yeah.
Yeah, Callum is like even like Callum's life outside of the podcast is even bigger than I ever imagined. He's like a rock star.
He's like a rock star, yeah.
Cool.
Casually paints stuff.
Yeah. So, we basically hung out in the cage for most of the event. Kai, how was it for you on Sunday? Because on Sunday there was Modern on. You had like Modern casters for that. I played in the Modern main event. And Kai, you had your booth there. You had the OG Savatarix booth, which I still don't fully comprehend how you managed to get all of that like in your carry-on luggage.
Dude, that was like the biggest struggle, but
you made an entire video about how you packed your suitcase, right?
Yeah, you can watch it somewhere on my YouTube channel, but basically, so I was thinking I really want to make this booth happen where people can directly challenge me, and I sell tokens and play mats and all that kind of jazz, and people can just hang out and chill. But for all those like European flights, usually like the cheap flights, right? Like they only allow hand luggage. It's like, okay, so how the hell do I fit all my decks, all the clothes I have, and like the whole booth in the hand luggage, right?
So fucking carry on,
seriously, yeah. Like so, I made a little bit of research and found out like the absolute max size for a hand carrier, and ordered a suitcase that was literally like every single inch was basically taken, and then I did a little bit of like Tetris math to kind of like just put everything together. I think Yeah, I think every square inch is filled in that suitcase, and I even had tokens for sale in my deck box, like a few of them.
You min-maxed your deck box size, like literally everything.
Everything, dude.
I love that you also you literally spray painted both of your pieces of luggage with yo.
Oh yeah, they say yo, and guess what? I got checked on all flights.
Yeah, as I predicted.
They got checked, yo.
Every security check, they opened both of my suitcases. They're like what the hell is going on? But you know what? The one guy at the German airport, he really dug my what's it called, the buzzer. It was like, oh man, you kind of are you going to a party or something? It's like, yeah, I kind of am. Yeah, hey, ain't wrong.
I mean, if they want to get your number, they just hit the buzzer, you wear it as a chain around your neck.
Oh,
you want my number? Hit the buzzer.
I mean, if the security guy smashed the buzzer, then we better also play a game of Modern on Legacy, right? I mean, because that's the whole point of the buzzer, right? It's like, dude, just take your break. We're gonna have a match right now. I don't care if I miss my flight. We're gonna play. Okay.
That's actually how it worked, right? People could hit the buzzer and they could challenge you in Legacy or Modern. So how often did you get challenged on Sunday?
So I got challenged 15 times.
Wow.
And yeah, I think 8 times Modern and 7 times in Legacy.
Nice.
And It was not only incredibly fun for me also, but some of the players they kind of scrubbed out at the main event. It happens, right? You join a big event, you go 0-3 drop, happens every now and then, and usually you kind of salty about it, or you keep watching your friends maybe in the following rounds because there's really nothing else you can do. But some of those players they came over to my booth and they challenged me. And I don't know if they lost or won, but they had the greatest time, seriously, because all of a sudden the all main event pressure was gone, right? And they just wanted to play for fun. And we had some good games. Also no one belchered me turn 1, so that was good.
Nobody brought an anti-Kai deck.
Seriously, no, yeah, because I was so scared. If I take Doomsday with me, they probably gonna play at least 4 archive traps mainboard probably. Stuff like that. So
and
imagine things that you have to bring to Impact Returns. Okay, your Legacy deck, your Modern deck, your anti-Kai deck.
Yeah, seriously,
you can go farming Kais.
So I was hell scared, so I took Cradle Control with me.
But to stop you there, you put reclaimerless Reclaimer elves to the tournament. Inigo couldn't believe it when you put out the deck list.
Honestly, I during that weekend I thought that was among the smartest things I've ever done to a Legacy deck. And the week after, it's dude, that was one of the stupidest things I've ever done to a Legacy deck. So I changed it right after. The Reclaimers are back in. Griefs are gone. They suck.
I remember
you got
we were checking Kai's deck. We were checking Kai's deck on I believe it was Friday morning, and you guys had a match, and Kai said, "Okay, how do you want to go through my deck?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, the Cradles, the Bayous." Sorry, where are the Reclaimer elves? Where?
Oh yeah, seriously. If Julian challenged me at my booth 10 times, I would have probably lost everything, right? Even my suitcase.
Dude, I was considering he walks out naked and because people would actually win stuff, right? If they beat you.
Oh, totally. Yeah. First of all, they get a hand drawn token which says I killed Sautarix.
That's exactly why I wanted to challenge you, but I didn't have time.
Holy smokes, dude! I was so embarrassed. And I think for the future events, I want people to also sign not the tablecloth, the back banner basically. So I take a huge banner with one of my artworks, and I want people to sign on them, but mainly people who beat me in the 1-on-1. And one day I wanna just walk out of the venue with a completely black banner. So that's the goal.
Everything on the suitcase. Remember, guys.
Yes.
On the
oh yeah, dude. Everyone who beats me can spray on my suitcase.
Oh, that would be even cooler.
Yeah, it probably gets checked twice.
Cool. Yeah, but I think even in the first hour or two, you already ran out of those Goblin Shaman tokens, right?
Oh yeah, totally. I was totally underestimating the demand and need for Goblin Shaman tokens, and this was also the first time going to an event outside of Germany, so I was really not well prepared. I want to say on the one hand, I didn't want to take too many tokens and stuff with me because the more I take the I guess maybe at some point I have to skip on maybe underwear or something, because I have to just make sure that I can still take all my stuff in those suitcases, right? But on the other hand, I I didn't want it to like, I don't know, like you need to find that sweet spot, right? Like how many people are gonna be at the event, like how many tokens you're gonna sell, you know, how many people are gonna stop by.
That looks like something hard to do, right? How do you plan for how much are you going to sell or commission, right? That's really hard to do.
Oh yeah, I still haven't figured out. I mean, I made some aftermath later, and I will probably improve for the next couple of events. But what I liked so much is that how much fuego people brought to the booth, you know, like that's like the clear difference between Germany and Spain. I feel like in Germany, I have to be the entertainer to get people excited about things, right? Like I gotta start talking, I gotta just, you know, do a little bit of entertaining here and there, and people are gonna be hooked and maybe challenge me or buy something or whatever, or just hang. And in Spain, it was the opposite. I got entertained. Like the Spanish people came to my booth, and usually like in a group of like 2-3 people, and like even like the one guy, like he was like, dude, I want to challenge you in Modern. I don't have a deck. And I just
can I borrow your Legacy deck to challenge you in Modern?
Dude, he reached out to his friend's bag or something. You know, he just grabbed the deck box, didn't even know what the format was, and said, "Oh, I'm gonna play this," you know. And so it was Modern Hammer, and he played it for the first time. He didn't know a single card, and he crushed me. Holy smokes.
As a hammer should do. Okay, that's a bad joke.
But yeah, it was such a good experience. Even had a few games, good games versus people who didn't even speak English. You know, that was not even all that necessary. And yeah, happy to do it again.
Did you pick up some Spanish actually? Because I was trying to practice my Spanish, but it's horrible.
Oh yeah, like uno, dos, tres.
I just noticed that like you initially pronounced the town Naron, like you pronounced it like it was a French town, like Naron.
Yeah. You know, like at the very first time I say like Naron, but that was kind of
that sounds like an elf creature, Naron of Clan Nel Tooth. Yeah, okay.
That's kind of a strange place.
You can check your own progress on the VOD of the event. You can see how you, especially with the player names, you can see the first names.
Oh,
and
dude,
then on Saturday, on the last rounds, you almost nailed all the names.
Seriously, like I think we butchered so many names during the whole weekend.
In your defense, I would say some are really tricky, even for Spanish people, because there were so many Basque players on the feature matches.
Oh yeah, like when you have like all those sets and those X's and stuff.
Yeah. You guys did that on purpose, right? Okay, good.
Exactly. Like you brought in like if you like, do you have like a hard to pronounce name? Yeah, you're gonna get a discount for the same.
What's your record? Oh, like 05 record doesn't matter, dude. You got a good
match.
You got a good name, you know? Yeah, dude.
Yeah, actually, let's speak about that Legacy main event even briefly. We had 175 players, and the winner is Ricardo Bragato, and I think he's actually not Spanish, right?
No, it's Italian.
Yeah. Oh, that's why Tassona was like so happy about it.
Yeah,
I noticed that during the trophy ceremony.
They are friends, and they came together to the event. So yeah, it was actually it's nice that somebody from it's not the usual of Impact wins the event, because then they can spread the love even further.
Dude, that's actually like a marketeer's dream. Like you want to promote this tournament to more international people, and now you actually have somebody international win the tournament.
Yeah,
dude, seriously. Like I didn't know. I didn't even fully like. Maybe we were gonna have like country flags next to the player names next time or something. And then like, dude, can you get me the country flag of like, I don't know, Marshall Islands or something? Like, oh my god, we got it somewhere. We Googled it. But no, that's so cool. So Ricardo on 8cast beating Carlos Jesus on Reanimator in the finals.
Which was also not Spanish.
Dude, Spain gotta step up. Where's Carlos from?
He was from Portugal.
Dude, what?
Damn.
Like we like you said you had like 2 or 3 like international players in the main event, and like 2 of them make it to the finals.
Because Galicia is so on the west side of Spain, it's so close to Portugal.
That's
and the Portuguese community usually travels to some events from Galicia, and the other way around too. So those two communities are really, really close. That's so
that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, actually, I met a lot of Portuguese people actually at Impact Returns, and even we got to hang out in well, not so much in Porto, but in Lisbon. And whoa, they showed me some amazing places, dude. Nice. I mean, that whole, I guess, culturally or like food-wise, it's somewhat similar, even though I guess a lot of people would hate on me for that. I'm still just discovering. I enjoyed my 1.5 weeks in Spain and Portugal so much, seriously.
But that's like the dream, right? You come to Spain to play the event, and then you just don't go back right straight to wherever you came from. You just use up that travel to visit some place else, right? Either Portugal or Galicia or around Spain, whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's basically how. And also, as you mentioned, right, you made that travel guide.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love that, how much effort all of you guys put into that. And I think we could be going on about that forever. I think at some point it's gonna get boring for people. Just like I love all these technical details. I even noticed like you literally cut and uploaded all the VODs of the Spanish Legacy Nationals, of the Legacy Tournament main event, of the Modern main event, and you went even further. Like you literally added chapters on YouTube for all of that, so people could see like game 1, game 2, game 3. Like I hate doing that; it's so annoying. And you literally did that for all those things.
Yeah, like, it was a ton of work, not gonna lie. But I have to say, last year we were a little bit lazy and late on uploading the VODs. So this year I wanted to put the extra effort and like get
you
it
just
done.
Put so much effort into it, seriously. Like also that Twitter stuff, like you tweeted pictures of both players for every single round, and like I saw you at the computer there. I think you were sitting at the computer for almost like 12 hours straight and like just producing, promoting, uploading, and like fixing any issues. Like if I was a tournament organizer, like having you as my right hand man, that would be the dream. I mean, that's, I guess, why you do it, right? You said you actually wanted to play in it, but David told you, no, Inigo, I need you. You're too good. You need to like do all the organizational stuff.
You just keep yourself for Magic Online.
So yeah, I would love to be back next year, and I hope we can get a lot more international players showing up at Impact Returns and push those over the 200 mark. Amazing food, amazing location. Especially like you I think you wanted to hear some of our feedback. I saw that in our show notes about our impressions of Galicia and Spain, right? Because I gotta say, I've only ever been to Barcelona and Madrid, I believe. Yeah, that's, and I guess, well, yeah, so well, Mallorca, but
I mean, Impact in Mallorca would be awesome.
Dude!
That would be something else. That would be something else.
I think you would get a lot more Germans done if you did that. And I guess a lot of British guys as well.
They would already be there, right?
It would be, like, you would show up in the morning to the tournament, and like all the Germans, they would have like their towels across the chairs and be like, no, I sit on this table. Like, oh, okay. You have fixed seatings for all the Germans.
I recently heard that apart from the usual British and Germans in the Balearic Islands, recently people from United States coming and buying properties.
Buying properties, okay.
So that means more international audience.
Yeah, so Americans, Canadians, get over here, seriously. Like, let's keep promoting this. You guys want to play Legacy? Here's your chance. Oh, dude. I mean, I work in tourism, and like I'm kind of like working for a travel agency. Like, let's have some magic travel agency. Okay, I'm going to this and this country. Tell me all about the magic opportunities there. Which place should I go?
That would be awesome. Like making a pack. Like, okay, so you want the Impact package or the Four Seasons package?
Yeah,
or you want the South European package with both tournaments?
Oh, you can combine those?
I don't know.
That would be the idea. And in the end, you qualify for the ELM, and then as you travel home to the United States, like you leave as the European Legacy Masters champion. That would be something. I want to do that. But no, seriously, Kai, how was your impression of Spain? We already talked about it. I think the one thing we're still missing is the food.
Yeah, totally.
And that's actually another Discord question. They were asking about the best food in Spain. Okay, that's a very broad question.
Yeah. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
I would totally go with like all the seafood combined. I mean, I know it's like a whole category, but if I could pick one dish, probably like I like the most was the octopus, I think.
Oh yeah.
We had it on the second night on that plate. I was surprised to see the octopus in combination with potatoes, because in Japan or in Asia, where I come from, like you rarely combine potatoes with seafood. Like you rather go like rice instead. But it was really nice. Like it was kind of unusual for me as an Asian, but yeah, like super interesting to see like those kind of like.
Yeah, but it also was interesting
combinations.
for someone who is used to having good seafood to give his opinion, right?
Totally. And I feel like all the Magic players, like I think that's the second thing most Magic players have in common is like just the interest of good food, right? Like having like a decent meal, like non-McDonald's food after an event, and you definitely check this requirement absolutely. I was mind blown at Four Seasons because they had like incredible pasta and pizza and whatnot, but I could pass for the rest. Like I could pass on pasta and pizza for the rest of my life if I can get decent seafood, which is definitely the case in Galicia especially.
Yeah, seafood in Galicia is awesome.
It is.
It's also known for the meat, but the seafood.
Well, we noticed.
I mean
noticed.
because you are so close to the sea, right? Whatever you have from the sea is gonna be fresh, and you can definitely tell.
Oh yeah, man! Like everything was so good, and like the moment I landed in Germany, like I was back to bread and butter or something.
Deep frozen seafood, test like I don't know, chewing gum and stuff. No, but seriously, especially like that bar across from the venue, right? The one where we like got all the food from.
Dude, that was so good.
I think that was so like good. That was Saturday night when, or was it even Sunday? No, that was Saturday night when we took all the crew there. I think we had like 30 or 40 people in there. And you literally, like, you ordered so many different things. And like Kai, I very much love seafood. But holy shit, did you give me a taste for the great meats there as well. Like, you had so many different kinds of meat. And like, you basically spread it all across the table. And, oh, let's get something from here. Let's get, like, it's... I want to go back. I want to do that again. Literally, that was the best part. Like, like screw Legacy. I just want to like eat all that food again.
Yeah. I'll catch for 12 hours. Let's get right to dinner.
Honestly, that was so cool. That was so cool. And I didn't even expect it to be open. Like, in Germany, like everything like closes at like 10 or something. And like it was like midnight, and you were like, yeah, we're gonna go there. Like, there's 40 people like having the feast of our life there. So there's no problem, easy.
Oh, but do you guys remember that it was so? You guys were impressed about the light difference between Germany and Spain, because we were so much on the west, right?
Yeah. You're basically like on the very edge on the time zone compared to like Germany, which is like all the way
well,
to the east. Well,
as you said, on the wrong time zone, right?
Yeah, technically, like, I mean, I hate this when people talk about like, well, in Europe we call it summertime, or like I guess some people call it like daylight saving time, and there's like this whole discussion always about, oh, should we permanently switch to this or permanently switch to that? And I'm very much of the opinion that at least for Germany, and I guess then all of like Central European time zone, we should stay on what we call summertime. And yes, I know then there's always these people on Reddit who are like, oh, but the sun is supposed to be like in zenith at noon, and that's how it's supposed to be. And if you permanently switch to summertime, then the sun is gonna be slightly on, like, not even up there. Like, I don't fucking care. I just love when it's like, summer and the sun doesn't go until 9-10 in the evening. That's just like so much more chill than when it goes down at like 4 or 5. Yeah, and like that's why, like Spain especially, but Galicia even more so. I just love that you guys like have these late evenings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Like, I have very strong opinions about time zones. And
it's no, but it's something you notice because when, for example, I told you when I was, if I was checking my Instagram of for some friends from Barcelona or from the islands, maybe from Menorca, you can see on the like, okay, so here we're still having the sunset, and there it's super dark already.
Mm-hmm. You're living the best life, seriously. Like, we should talk to Portugal. Like, Portugal needs to switch back to Central European time instead of like being like on London time. Even though technically it's correct, like I choose quality of life over being correct. God, that's not such a pretentious thing to say, seriously.
I choose.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and speaking like of quality of life, Kai, remember when we were like outside at was it Sunday?
I think that must have been like the last day, Sunday.
Yeah, and that was David Fafrod?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know like how to pronounce like the French way or the Spanish way. David was amazing. Like, David is a photographer. Like, he brought like a very, very special kind of photography book for Kai and me as a gift that you actually read the descriptions through the page. It's actually super hard to explain. I'm not even gonna try to explain. It was like, yeah, he took us to the beach. Like Kai and I, we were standing outside. The sun was still not going down. It was already like quite late. I would guess like, I don't know, 9 p.m. or something. And Kai was like, actually, we're not that far from the beach. And I was like, no, we're not that far from the beach. And then he got in his car and we drove to the beach, and then we hung out at the beach for like 1.5 hours or something.
That was so nice of him.
That was probably like the best thing that you guys could have done for us casters, I think, after such a long weekend, because all we did for, I think, 1 or maybe like 2 hours was just standing there looking at the waves. We didn't speak a single word, I feel like. We talked a little bit, but it was mostly silence, and just looking at the sunset. It was really chill, and it was definitely like what I needed after 3 days.
Very much, yeah.
Talking about Orcish Bowmasters.
Oh, can you imagine? He's got the second Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, I love that. Like that whole scenery. And I finally found somebody to take good pictures of, because nobody ever wants to have their pictures taken, because everybody's like, but Kai is like a really good picture model or something.
Oh, no, dude. I don't, like you just told me to just stand there. Okay.
Yeah, but you have style. Like I love that picture, like where you just like stand there and look out onto the ocean.
Nah, no style. I was just tired, but
don't confuse style for laziness.
But I was tired and happy. Let's
Very
put it
much
this
so.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing beach. No, I think I could go on about, well, yeah, it's not a life-changing event, but it very much so for me felt like, hey, going back to the beach in Europe for, I think it was the first time actually I'm on the Atlantic Ocean even, and having such a good time. So I'd love to go back. The food was amazing. Is there anything you want to improve, Inigo, actually, to ask from the other side of things? Is there anything you were unhappy about that you want to improve on for the next one?
No, not really. I think the job you guys did was amazing.
Thank you. You made it easy for us.
I couldn't ask for anything else, right? You guys. So you guys are doing this without getting paid, which is awesome. Because
you covered the flight and the stay.
Of course. But what I mean is we value your work a lot. Mm-hmm. But because of how the organization is built, we don't pay for stuff, for this kind of stuff. Well, because all of us, we are working for free, quote unquote, right? We go there for all the weekend and we pull all the work together. But what you guys did was amazing. You gave us so much shout outs on social media. You made amazing work. I was feeling so good that you guys came, and I am so happy that your feedback is this positive, honestly.
Very much so, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only keep repeating. I love Spain, and I finally saw like a more, I guess, rural side of Spain that I've never really been exposed to, and I was actually surprised by how cool Coruña was, and I kind of regret that I actually didn't get to see Vigo, because he told me like when I went on my train to Portugal, you were like, hey dude, you should stop in Vigo, and actually I had to change trains there, and I was like, oh, this city actually looks quite interesting. I should have trusted me.
Enjoyed. I mean,
next time,
next year, yeah, right?
Yeah, very much.
Oh yeah, I also gotta mention, like, I also on the very last day we made this pact, right? David gave me this bottle of liquor, about like 30-40%, like really strong stuff. And it's like, guy, look, I appreciate it. I really want to take it home, but I can only I have my own my hand carriage, right? So I can't put any liquor in here. But we make a deal, like I think we opened the bottle at Burger King the last night, because it was so late that even the nice places, they were all closed. Like there was
it was
only
like
Burger King.
1 a.m. or maybe 2.
It was insanely late the last time, because you guys, I was like, you had to clean up the hall and everything, right?
Yeah, the last day is the toughest part, because we have to get everything together, and because all the stuff, like for example the computers, the screens, are from people from the organization who led the stuff, so the event can happen, so people can have to take their stuff home.
Right. Yeah, basically, and then we ended up being at Burger King at 1 a.m. and we started opening this bottle and had some sips, but we couldn't empty the whole bottle, so we made a little pact of I gotta go back next year to finish the bottle. That's the agreement. I think I even signed the bottle. So yes.
I think we all signed the bottle. I'm not sure. Oh no,
the playmat. I think
the playmat. Yeah. And we're going to give out the playmat. So everybody who's been listening all the way up until now, for all of our Patreons, we're actually going to do a raffle. You can win the Impact Returns playmat. Yeah. And Inigo, actually tell us something about the playmat, because I love it. I love that you commissioned the artwork, right? Because what we see on the playmat, and I guess we posted online somewhere, that's actually a real scenery, which looks quite surreal to me. It's like caves, but not really caves, on the beach in Coruña.
In Spanish is Playa de las Catedrales. In English would be the beach of cathedrals. Yeah, so it's because of these arcs that are created with rock. So that part of the playmat is actually real. And then the Jays and the magic portal, of course, they're not.
Oh, they're not?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
What?
I'm sorry.
Jace is not real?
What?
The tourist agency of Galicia is like, dude, seriously, you didn't have to say that. People were going to come. They would think that there's a portal to Phyrexia or something.
They came for the Jays.
No, I'm a total sucker for any kind of like magic artwork that has its roots like in real world scenery, like whether it's like the Eurolands or like the Asia APAC lands and what have you. And that's a very special kind of playmat. And we're gonna give it out in a raffle. I actually have to see how we're gonna go about that, but we are gonna announce the winner on the next episode once Callum is back. So if you wanna take part, just hit us up on any tier, and you're gonna go into the raffle.
Nice.
Inigo, are you? No, you're not eligible. Yeah. Oh, the winner is Kai. Hey, Kai, thank you very much. You got your second payment here.
Thank you.
Kai has the Kai tier.
Yeah, the secret kite here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, we totally skipped over my modern. I was almost going to call it a performance.
How did it go? You picked up a deck for the very first time and did pretty well, I would say.
I started out really well. Inigo told me that I really need to play Modern on Sunday. I was initially just going to stick around, maybe challenge Kai, maybe play some retro games. But, I've always wanted to play Yawgmoth. I've seen it on stream, on Energy, like so many times, and I'm always so impressed by the people playing Yawgmoth. And I think I also once played against Yawgmoth at 4th season, and I got utterly crushed because I had no idea what I was doing. So Yawgmoth always had that aura for me of like, oh my god, super hard to master, but also very rewarding. Not like a deck that's super hard to master, but not rewarding at all. It's just for the sake of it. That's just like stupid. That's vanity. And yeah, I was like, okay, you know what? Just like, don't say no. Don't like if Inigo offers you the option to play the deck, even though you feel like almost intimidated by the deck and you don't know how it works, just say yes and see where it goes. And then,
it was so funny because it was like 20 minutes for the tournament to start, and Julian was scrolling through a Moxfield article on how to combo with Yawgmoth in 3 easy steps.
I didn't even know. I was embarrassed to say the first time I commentated on the deck on Energy, I didn't know that there was a combo in it. I just thought like, okay, young wolf, strangleroot guys, yeah, okay, you just like you keep attacking. Okay, I guess that makes sense. And yeah, I later learned that there's a combo in there, but I never properly learned how to execute the combos. I was on my phone right before the tournament, like scrolling through Moxfield. Okay, so this is combo number 1, and there's like 7 different combos. And what I actually didn't know, like you handed me the deck like 10 minutes before the tournament. I opened the deck box and it's all Japanese, and I'm like, oh my god,
good luck.
This is my life now. I don't even know what sometimes people would ask for the Oracle text, and the judge would be like, what's the card called? And I'm like, I have no idea. And then they had that app where they like took a picture and then the Oracle text came up. It was actually quite embarrassing. It happened many times I don't even know the name. I still don't know the 2-mana snake lady that makes snake tokens.
Oh, Hapatra.
What you said exactly. So yeah, I looked up the basic combos, and I think the night before you even sent me the combo guides, and I looked it up in my hotel room on the way to the venue, and I opened the file and I'm like, oh, step 12, there's a 12-step combo. Like, oh no, this is not even close. Like, then there was like a 2nd and a 3rd and a 4th page, and that whole combo, I kid you not, has 48 steps. And I literally closed the PDF file and was like, nope, not gonna do the combo this turn.
Not today.
That combo is for another day. There was the combo with like 2 endurances that allows you to cut blood artists, or like the other thing you can play in that place. And we interviewed somebody on Energy about that, and he also mentioned that like the night before he was like trying to remember the combo for 4 hours, and it so much reminded me of like when, you know, chess grandmasters, they like learn opening lines and stuff. Like I'm supposed to learn this like 48-step combo just so I can cut Blood Artist from my deck.
This is the build orders from StarCraft all over again.
Oh yeah, like 9 pylon, 10 gate. Yeah, here we go. Oh, cool. Yeah, I actually ended up going 4-2-2. I think I started out 3-0-1. You guys even made the mistake of putting me on the feature match table, but there was only the backup feature match. But you can still watch it on YouTube. I actually watched it today.
Yeah. You even played against. You even played the mirror once, right?
Oh, dude, yeah, against the guy who actually knew what he was doing. Yeah. The feature match was against Murfolk, which is supposed to be like a really good matchup, but I drew. And then I also drew against the guy in the mirror who also really knew what he was doing. Well, except for me. But yeah, I won 4 matches, drew 2, which is so insane because like 2 unintentional draws, I want to say over the last 8 years in sanctioned Magic, I think I have 2 unintentional draws, maybe 3, but now I have 2 in a single tournament. And part of it was that I had no idea what I was doing. My opponents didn't know what I was doing. We had to get Oracle text, and you're like, you know, when it takes like 2 minutes to get the Oracle text, or 3, or sometimes even 4, like you
using
like,
the Japanese cards.
Yeah, you get like 2 minutes extra time, but oftentimes I didn't even bother to ask for extra time. And like, I remember Blood Artist, there was one game where we literally called a judge for Oracle text 3 times on Blood Artist. I think one of the times was like whether it's like life loss, like whether targets, which creature type, I don't remember. It's just like, my opponent literally called it 3 times. The judge was probably like getting really tired. Should have just left his phone there. But overall, I love the deck. I love the deck so much, even though I horribly mishandled it. You know when you get a deck in your hand and you can feel the potential, and you know that you can't unlock the potential yet, but eventually maybe you can come closer to it. That's very rewarding.
Yeah, also like it has some similar playing patterns to maybe your Legacy deck, right? Painter, where you have like a combo plan, but also a secondary like beat down plan, B plan.
Yeah, the beatdown plan worked really well. That beatdown plan worked it especially works really well when your opponent has to, you know, okay, here's the beauty of it. But in these decks, whether it's like Painter, Elves, Infect, whatever, like if your opponents have to play overly conservative to respect the combo plan, then the beatdown plan works even better. The beauty here was that I didn't know how the combo plan actually worked most of the times.
But your opponents did.
Yeah, my opponents didn't. They respected it. So I just kept turning Young Wolf sideways all the time. And they're just like, I can't do it. And eventually you just like sacrifice everything into Yagmoth. Actually, that's how I lost so many games that I apparently should have won. I was told later. Like when I had that engine, like the only combo I really learned was like, I think if you have Yagmoth and like 2 Undying creatures and one of them has a token, you literally look at your opponent and you switch, like you look them dead in the eye and you switch the dice over from one creature to another and you just like keep drawing cards. And that's just like for a Legacy player, that's addicting. But yeah, I would sometimes literally die with like, I don't know, 15 cards in my hand because I couldn't find...
every iteration costs you 1 life.
Yeah, except for when you have the Innkeeper, right?
Or the Blood Artist or Sulaport Cutthroat, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like the Innkeeper actually makes a treasure token, right? Which is so much better than the food token I was making for the first half of the tournament. Oh, dude. Yeah, I had an absolute blast. Seriously, I had an absolute blast. And looking back, it was actually kind of hilarious playing this deck in all like Japanese and having no idea what's going on. It was, I want to say, one of the most challenging things I ever did in Magic. And it felt pretty cool.
And also, like, probably like your opponents, they like the moment they sit down to someone who has a completely full Japanese foil version of that deck, they're like, he's probably gonna be really good at the deck, right? And then you play it for the very first time, which they didn't know. So they probably, I would probably assume that they try to next level you maybe because they thought that you are super pro of the deck. But you were not, and then they kind of next level themselves, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, mind games over mind games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just sit there, you're like, I'm just a stupid monkey. I turn creatures sideways, easy go. I mean, they would eventually learn at some point when they, I don't know, ask whether this creature does this, and I'm like, I don't even know what the creature is called. I'm sorry. Yeah, but that was great. So thank you so much for giving me the deck. I want to try it out even more in the future. Maybe even at the next Modern at Impact Returns, who knows?
Who knows? My deck will be available if you want it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you still you need to clone yourself. Seriously, I want to see you playing. Are you going to be playing
myself
it 4
too.
seasons, or are you going to be like only doing coverage at 4 seasons?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Oh, you're still figuring it out?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see you playing, but also I can only ever emphasize how much of a great job you're doing. And I know it's always awkward when some people give you like credit for stuff and like, what am I supposed to say? At least that's what it feels for me. But I had no idea how dedicated you were to like promoting this event. That's why I keep going back and keep going on about this, because I have never seen a single person who was so dedicated to promoting, like not even like Magic in Spain, but in this case, yes, very much Legacy in Spain. And that was...
But I think it's because I if I was a player from another country and I didn't know about this event, I would like to know. That's why I try so hard.
I mean, that's also like, but yeah, I guess that's the same motivation for us, right? We try to highlight so many Legacy communities, tournaments, event structures that are going on around the world. Like Kai told us so much about how Legacy works in Japan. We had James Shu on a couple of years ago who told us about how Legacy works in China. We talked with you about Legacy in Spain now. We highlighted like 4 seasons a lot of times. So what are we missing? Like what is the most interesting, biggest Legacy country that, like, when you're from like Europe or let's say the quote unquote global West, that you don't know anything about? Like, we haven't really talked too much about. I guess Duke's told us about Magic in Australia.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're like on Twitter, let us know on @EternalMTG. Which country do you want us to find our very own version of Inigo from and to learn more about? Because now I'm actually curious. So, guys, is there anything else you want to touch on? I think we are about to call it a day here.
Yeah. I think if we can like wrap this all up, it's basically Impact Returns, insane event. The only small downside is to get there, but you guys are smart. You can figure it out. Otherwise, like it is a must go event. Like I would probably go there every time unless there's, I don't know, like a funeral or something. But
I know how Kai comes up with the most random shit. Okay. Unless, I don't know, Japan, like, I don't know, reintroduces military service and I get drafted. And like, yeah, okay, Kai, sure. Yeah,
no, unless there's my funeral. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, I'm sorry, I cannot come over.
I'm going to send somebody who has to play in my... Yeah, we're going to have like a stream where like we're going to stream Kai's funeral to the event. Like, okay, that's another thing. Like dude, seriously, when I keep saying that this is the most professional setup I've ever seen, I mean it. You guys even streamed the feature match to another screen far away so people could watch the feature match on that screen. Like, people do that at the Pro Tour or sometimes at a GP, but that's the only place I've ever seen that.
I guess we try so hard.
You try so hard, and I really hope that you're going to get rewarded even more. We're going to do our part to get as many international players to this. So if you have any questions about, I don't know, getting there, playing there, also like what to do afterwards, because I very much recommend this as basically a Legacy holiday thing. For example, for me, I took a train from A Coruña to Vigo, and there I changed on a train to Porto, and Porto was amazing. Holy shit, I need to go back to Porto. And from Porto, of course, you can easily take a train to Lisbon, and that was another, like, seriously, like that whole part of Europe, I always say, like, there's certain countries where I feel very much at home, and like Portugal and like Northwest Spain, holy shit, yes, that's me. I need to learn better Spanish. You need to accept me at some point. So, yeah, that's it from me. Inigo, where can people find you if they have questions?
So you can find me on Twitter and at VLLMR, which is my surname without vowels, and on Magic Online, just runkor.
Oh, that's actually a really unique nickname, right? You're so proud of. Like, literally nobody else uses that.
Please don't continue for that.
No, I appreciate it when people have cool nicknames. You know, when they're not like Headshot Killer 2K, Gangster Rapper in your face or something, like, I don't know, like all these nicknames that we had like in the late 90s in like Quake and Counter-Strike, just like runkor. Cool. So yeah, people can find you there, and if you want to find Kai, Impact's Returns social media or whatever. So it would be Impact Returns 1 at Twitter and Impact Returns in YouTube and Instagram. Sorry. Awesome. And it's very much worth a follow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, Kai, actually, let's do that with Callum next turn. Remember when we did that Legacy quiz on stream?
Oh yeah, we did, dude. It was like one of the hardest quizzes I've had in my whole life.
Can we actually get that clipped and upload to YouTube?
Yes.
Seriously, yeah,
Yes,
we should do
definitely.
that. That was so good, man. We should do this more often. Like, this is like, it was like.
It was a lot of prep work.
Yeah, it was a lot of prep work, probably. Yeah, but you know, it is like if you love Legacy and if you love Legacy history, that quiz is 100% for you. And I will bet that probably 89%, 90% of all the Legacy players cannot solve that quiz because it was so hard.
You know, if Callum hasn't seen it, I think we might actually try it with him next time on stream.
Oh yeah, we should.
On the podcast recording.
We seriously should.
Callum, if you haven't seen it yet, don't look it up. Don't cheat.
Cool. I'll take down the VODs.
Yeah, definitely do that watch of the cards and Legacy top 8s, and I guess the most played Legacy creatures in across all Legacy GP top 8s. Oh, and yeah, also shoutouts to the 341 million people living in Spain, according to Kai. Sorry, Kai, I cannot let it go.
Oh, dude, holy smokes.
Yeah, guys, this is it from Everyday Eternal today. Follow us on @EternalMTG. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Support us on patreon.com/everydayeternal. And we love you all. We love you all. We hope to see you in Spain. We hope to see you at Four Seasons, at any tournament, maybe this weekend, etc. And big shout outs to everybody supporting us, especially our Eternal Witness tier supporters: Alex Crow, Tim Everett, Testacular, Sebastian Holager, Guillaume, Sean Dewey, Francis Cooper, Cassandra Davis, Tom Zischka, Benedict Gruber, and Severin Schwarzhuber. And our Grizzlebrand tier supporters: Budgie Butt, Scott Monroe, Tom Hepp, Kane, Ian Seyfried, and Colonoscopy. Thank you so much, and see you again next time. Hasta la próxima.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.